Question number 1. What name do we give to these angles? Strong choice. Vertically opposite is the right answer. Question number 2. A bag contains 30 pieces of candy. There are 15 grape, 7 cherry, 3 lemon, 5 strawberry. What is the probability of drawing a lemon? Sharp thinking? 5/10 is the right choice. Question number 3. Angles of the following shapes accept? Bravo! Sharp angle is the answer. Question number 4. I am a special rectangle with 4 sides that are exactly the same length, 4 right angles and 2 sets of parallel lines. What am I? Smart move. Square is an accurate answer. Question number 5. What geometric term is being shown? Valid point. Line segment is true. Question number 6. Baymax's eyes are examples of dash. Excellent choice. Line segment is the right answer. Question number 7. If C and D are parallel, what is B? On track. Transversal is the correct answer. Question number 8. A square has what kind of angles? Well reasoned. Right angles is the correct choice. Question number 9. Are these line segments parallel? Nice work. You chose no and it is correct. Question number 10. The angle relationship shown is? You got it. Your choice supplementary angles is right. Question number 11. If the measure of angle 1 is 7x plus 30 and the measure of angle 2 is 8x, what is the value of x that makes them a linear pair? Well picked. 10 is the correct answer. Question number 12. Omar draws 2 lines on his paper. The lines intersect and make right angles. Which term can be used to name what Oscar drew? Solid response. Perpendicular lines is a valid choice. Question number 13. Use the equations given to determine if the following lines are parallel, perpendicular, neither, or both y equal to 4x tau I3 equal to 1-4. You're right. Perpendicular is the correct answer. Question number 14. I am a 2D figure. All of my lines are closed with no openings. I have all straight lines and none intersecting. What am I? Great job. Polygon is the accurate answer. Question number 15. Angles on opposite sides of the transversal, each inside the parallel lines, each touching a different parallel line, dash. Right again. Alternate interior is a valid answer.
Question number 16. If one of the angles of a triangle is 120 degrees, then the angles between the bisector of the other 2 angles can be?
Perfect. 150 degrees is the correct choice. Question number 17. If one of the angles formed by 2 intersecting lines is a right angle, what can you say about the other 3 angles? Excellent. 90-90-90 is a brilliant choice. Question number 18. What is the equation of a line that is perpendicular to this line and goes through the given point? Y equal to 3x plus 2. Right choice. Y equal to fun 3x3 is the best answer. Question number 19. Choose the correct term described. A connected straight path that has no thickness and extends in opposite directions. Good job. Your answer line works well here. Question number 20. If 2 lines are intersected by a transversal such that corresponding angles are equal, then the given lines are dash. Smart pick. Parallel is the correct choice. Question number 21. What is displayed? Good thinking. Line segment is the right answer. Question number 22. An exterior angle of triangle is 105 and its two interior opposite angles are equal. Each of these equal angles is. Nice selection. 37(1)(2) is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 23. A security camera rotates 30 degrees every 10 seconds. How long does it take the camera to rotate 360 degrees?
Nicely done. 2 minutes is a solid answer. Question number 24. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the 2 points given. Clear logic. Your choice y equal to 4x19 is sound and 100% true. Question number 25. I am a pair of lines that never meet or intersect. We are always the same distance from each other. What am I? Well done. Parallel lines is the right choice. Question number 26. If two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, then each pair of corresponding angles so formed is. Correct response. Equal is the most accurate answer.
Question number 27. True or false? Given two parallel lines cut by a transversal, their corresponding angles are supplementary.
Correct. False is the right answer. Question number 28. I have exactly a 90-degree angle, form a perfect L, and often have a little square in my corner. What am I? Great thinking. Right angle is the right choice. Question number 29. The following represents slopes of two lines. Which answer choice describes the two lines? M equal to 7 and M equal to 7. You chose neither, and it is correct. Question number 30. What is the value of x that makes two angles a linear pair if one angle is 7x plus 30 and the other is 8x? Exactly. 10 makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 31. Two angles are dash when they have a common side and a common vertex and don't overlap. Right choice. Adjacent angle is the best answer. Question number 32. My angle measures greater than 90 degrees. My angle looks like it is opening to lay flat. What am I? Sharp thinking. Obtuse is the right choice. Question number 33. What is the term for a part of a line that has one endpoint and goes on endlessly in one direction? Good thinking. Ray is the right answer. Question number 34. What do we call angles that are on the same side of the transversal and inside the parallel lines? Wall. Perfect. Corresponding angles is the correct choice.
Question number 35. I can be two or more lines. We cross each other at the same point. We share the same point. What am I?
You're right. Intersecting lines is the correct answer. Question number 36. What is the term for two lines that never meet and are always at a 90-degree angle to each other? Well picked. Perpendicular lines is the correct answer. Question number 37. What type of angle is formed when two lines intersect and the angles on opposite sides are equal? Nice work. You chose vertical angle and it is correct. Question number 38. If one angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of other two angles, then the triangle is dash. Strong choice. A right-angled triangle is the right answer. Question number 39. If a transversal line crosses a pair of parallel lines, then the corresponding angles will be. Smart pick. Equal is the correct choice. Question number 40. Linear pair angle are supplementary angle and all supplementary angles are linear pair angle. Excellent. False is a brilliant choice.
Question number 41. The probability of it raining today is 30%. What is the probability that it will not rain?
Great job. 70% is the accurate answer. Question number 42. When a transversal intersects two parallel lines, each pair of corresponding angles are dash. Great thinking. Equal is the right choice. Question number 43. The angles that don't have a common arm and don't lie between the two given lines are called. Valid point. Exterior angles is true.
Question number 44. I have two lines that cross at one point and make a right angle at that point. What am I?
Bravo. Perpendicular is the answer.
Question number 45. What do you call a line that divides a shape into two equal parts that are mirror images?
Smart move. Line of symmetry is an accurate answer. Question number 46. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then same side exterior angles are dash. Excellent choice. Supplementary is the right answer.
Question number 47. If two of the angles of a triangle are 30 and 70 degrees, the third angle measures dash.
On track. 80 is the correct answer. Question number 48. I am a group of polygons. We all have exactly 4 sides and 4 angles. What are we? Oh. Well reasoned. Quadrilaterals is the correct choice. Question number 49. I have 2 lines that cross and make an X and form an acute angle or V shape. What am I? Exactly. Intersecting makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 50. Which letters in English alphabet has both vertical and horizontal lines of symmetry? Nice selection. X is the correct and valid answer. Question number 51. If the angles forming linear pair are in the ratio 4:6, then measure of obtuse angle. You chose 108 degree, and it is correct. Question number 52. If two lines never meet, no matter how far they are extended, what are they called? Clear logic. Your choice parallel lines is sound and 100% true. Question number 53. What is the distance between and? Right again. 79 is a valid answer. Question number 54. What is the third angle of a triangle whose first angle is 34 and second angle is 1:1? Solid response. 45 is a valid choice. Question number 55. What do we call two lines that never meet and are always the same distance apart? Nicely done. Parallel lines is a solid answer. Question number 56. What are the angles that are opposite each other when two lines intersect called? Correct response. Vertical angles is the most accurate answer. Question number 57. Are these angles complementary, supplementary, or neither? 80 degrees plus 10 degrees. Correct. Complementary is the right answer. Question number 58. What term is used to describe a pair or group of angles that equal 180 degrees? Good job. Your answer supplementary angles works well here. Question number 59. Corresponding angles are two interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Well done. False is the right choice. Question number 60. Say true or false lines parallel to same line are perpendicular to each other. You got it? Your choice false is right. Question number 61. I have no pairs of parallel lines, 2 acute angles and 1 right angle. What am I? Well picked. Right triangle is the correct answer. Question number 62. If angle X is 30 degrees, what is the measure of its vertically opposite angle? Smart pick. 30 degrees is the correct choice. Question number 63. 2 angles with the same relationship to the parallel lines and transversal dash. Excellent. Corresponding is a brilliant choice. Question number 64. I have 2 pair of parallel sides. I have 2 obtuse and 2 acute angles. What am I? On track. Rhombus is the correct answer.
Question number 65. What are the lines that are never called, regardless of how much they extend?
Right again. Parallel lines is a valid answer.
Question number 66. If the angles of a triangle are in the ratio 2, 3, 4, then the largest angles is?
Nice work. You chose 80 degree and it is correct. Question number 67. What is the value of x if x and 130 degree are a pair of co-interior angles? Good thinking. 50 degree is the right answer.
Question number 68. Angles of a triangle are in the ratio 2, 4, 3, the smallest angle of the triangle.
Well done. 60 is the right choice. Question number 69. Are these 2 lines parallel, perpendicular or neither? Y equal to 53x, v equal to 3x plus 2. Nicely done. Neither is a solid answer. Question number 70. If 2 lines intersect at a point, then vertically opposite angles are always. You chose equal, and it is correct. Question number 71. Find the slope of the line that passes through the points and. Valid point. 2 is true. Question number 72. Through a given point, how many perpendiculars to a given line can be drawn? Great thinking. 1 is the right choice. Question number 73. Angles that measure more than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees are dash. Correct. Obtuse is the right answer. Question number 74. My angle measures less than 90 degrees. I look like I am closing. What am I? You're right. Acute is the correct answer.
Question number 75. If 2 lines are perpendicular, what is the measure of the angles they form?
Well reasoned. 90 degrees is the correct choice. Question number 76. Right or true or false? 2 obtuse angles may be complement to each other. Solid response. False is a valid choice. Question number 77. If 2 lines intersect each other, then the vertically opposite angles are. Exactly. Equal makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 78. I have a straight path and never stop going in either direction. What am I? Smart move. Line is an accurate answer. Question number 79. If 2 lines are given, how many transversals can be drawn for these lines? You got it. Your choice infinite number of transversals is right. Question number 80. I am an angle greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. What am I? Good job. Your answer obtuse angle works well here.
Question number 81. I have 2 lines that will never cross or touch. I come in a pair. What am I?
Perfect. Parallel is the correct choice. Question number 82. What of lines never meet what? What types of lines never come together? Correct response. Parallel, straight lines is the most accurate answer. Question number 83. Lines which are parallel to the same line are perpendicular to each other. Right choice. False is the best answer.
Question number 84. I am part of a line. I have a starting point and ending point. What am I?
Bravo! Line segment is the answer. Question number 85. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines at dash points. Strong choice. Distinct is the right answer. Question number 86. If angle Y is 45 degrees, what is the measure of its complementary angle? Excellent choice. 45 degrees is the right answer.
Question number 87. What type of angle measures more than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees?
Sharp thinking. Acute angle is the right choice. Question number 88. One angle is equal to 3 times its supplement the measure of the angle. Great job, 135 is the accurate answer.
Question number 89 in the diagram. If angle 1 is 90 degrees, what is the measure of angle 2?
Nice selection. 90 degrees is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 90. A transversal line intersects two distinct lines in dash distinct points.
Clear logic. Your choice 2 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 91. What is the name of the lines that cross forming an angle of 90 degrees?
Nice selection. Perpendicular lines is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 92. An angle that is more than 180 but less than 360 degrees is called what?
Nice work. You chose reflex angle and it is correct. Question number 93. For the pair of given parallel lines, the vertically opposite angles are. Correct response. Equal is the most accurate answer. Question number 94. A pair of angles that measure 35 degrees and 55 degrees are called dash. Great thinking. Complementary angles is the right choice. Question number 95. For the given pair of parallel lines, the exterior alternate angles are. Right again. Equal is a valid answer. Question number 96. Complementary angles are two angles that add up to equal dash degrees. You're right. 90 is the correct answer. Question number 97. Identify the type of angle formed by two rays with a common endpoint. Solid response. Vertex angle is a valid choice. Question number 98. I am a polygon. I have no parallel sides and 3 acute angles. What am I? Right choice. Triangle is the best answer. Question number 99. Two lines overlapping each other with one common ending point makes. Great job. 0-degree angle is the accurate answer. Question number 100. What is the term for two lines that intersect and form right angles? Well reasoned. Perpendicular is the correct choice. Question number 101. Say true or false a triangle must have at least 2 acute angles. Strong choice. True is the right answer. Question number 102. Two angles of a triangle are 70 degree, 80 degree. Find third angle is. You got it? Your choice 30 is right. Question number 103. An angle that measures 90 degrees and forms a square corner is dash. You chose right, and it is correct. Question number 104. Angle BOAX is an obtuse angle. What is the angle's possible measure? Well done. 164 degrees is the right choice.
Question number 105, the no. Of transversal lines can be drawn to two distinct lines are.
Exactly. Infinite makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 106. A-V angle is an angle whose vertex is at the center of a circle. Good job. Your answer central works well here.
Question number 107. Say true or false that the diameter is the longest chord of a circle.
Bravo, true is the answer.
Question number 108. For the given pair of parallel lines, alternate interior angles are.
On track. Equal is the correct answer.
Question number 109. For the given pair of parallel lines, the sum of interior angles is.
Well picked. 180 degrees is the correct answer.
Question number 110. How do we describe two lines that intersect at a 90-degree angle?
Perfect. Perpendicular lines is the correct choice.
Question number 111. If two angles are complementary, then sum of their measure is dash.
Excellent. 90 is a brilliant choice.
Question number 112. The tiles in the ceiling for what of lines? Squares on the roof.
Correct. Perpendicular linears perpendicular straight is the right answer.
Question number 113. What of angle is what type of angle measures 90 degrees grades?
Sharp thinking. Right is the right choice.
Question number 114. If two complementary angles are in the ratio 3:5, then angles are.
60x 20x is a solid answer.
Question number 115. The angles of a triangle are in the ratio 3:5:7. The triangle is?
Good thinking. Acute angled is the right answer.
Question number 116. Angles that have a measure less than 90 degrees are called dash.
Valid point. Acute angles is true.
Question number 117. If an angle measures 190 degrees, then what kind of angle is it?
Clear logic. Your choice reflex angle is sound and 100% true.
Question number 118. A dash has one endpoint and continues forever in one direction.
Smart move. Ray is an accurate answer.
Question number 119. Lines that never cross and are the same distance apart are dash.
Smart pick. Parallel is the correct choice.
Question number 120. I have four pairs of parallel sides and 8 obtuse angles. What am I?
Excellent choice. Octagon is the right answer.
Question number 121. Each of the following is smaller than a straight angle, except.
Solid response. Reflex angle is a valid choice.
Question number 122. How many degrees do all of the angles of a triangle add up to?
Valid point. 180 degrees is true.
Question number 123. Probability can be expressed as a number between dash and dash.
Well reasoned. 0 and 1 is the correct choice.
Question number 124. Right, true, or false. Two acute angles may be supplementary.
Right choice. False is the best answer.
Question number 125. What is the term for a part of a line that has two endpoints?
Nicely done. Line segment is a solid answer.
Question number 126. What is the probability of flipping a coin and getting heads?
Clear logic. Your choice 142 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 127. If 3 or more points lie on the same line, they are called?
You're right. Collinear points is the correct answer.
Question number 128. The angles which have a common vertex, common arm are called.
Good job. Your answer, adjacent angles, works well here.
Question number 129. Avan dash the angle is the angle that is larger than 90 degree.
Smart move. Obtuse is an accurate answer.
Question number 130. A line that passes through two or more lines is called a dash.
You chose transversal, and it is correct.
Question number 131. Angle hic is a straight angle. What is the angle's measure?
Excellent. 180 degrees is a brilliant choice.
Question number 132. Two lines going the exact same way and will never intersect. Exactly. Parallel lines make sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 133. An angle that is greater than 90 degrees is a dash angle.
Nice selection. Obtuse is the correct and valid answer. Question number 134. A dash is straight and extends in both directions forever. On track. Line is the correct answer. Question number 135. What is the property of angles that add up to 180 degrees?
Great job. Supplementary angles is the accurate answer.
Question number 136. How many pairs of parallel lines are there in a rectangle?
Bravo. 2 is the answer.
Question number 137. What kind of angle would you see on the edge of a window?
Excellent choice. Right is the right answer.
Question number 138. A triangle whose two sides are equal is a dashed triangle.
Smart pick. Isosceles triangle is the correct choice.
Question number 139. If two lines intersect, the vertically opposite angles are.
You got it. Your choice equal is right.
Question number 140. What is the place called where two rays meet and share dash?
Correct. Vertex is the right answer.
Question number 141. I have no pairs of parallel sides. I have 5 obtuse angles.
Well done. Pentagon is the right choice.
Question number 142. Which of the following is not congruence rule of triangle?
Correct response. SA is the most accurate answer.
Question number 143. I am a straight lines. I run from west to east. What am I?
Strong choice. Horizontal line is the right answer.
Question number 144. Angles in which non-common arms form a line are known as.
Perfect. Linear pair is the correct choice.
Question number 145. If the angle 28 less than its complement, find the measure.
Great thinking. 126 is the right choice.
Question number 146. Are these lines perpendicular? Y equal to 4x plus 2y equal to x plus 12.
Well picked. Yes is the correct answer.
Question number 147. If an angle is half of its complementary, find the angle.
Nice work. You chose 30 degree, and it is correct.
Question number 148. If a bx plus 3 bc equal to 2x and ec equal to 4x, then for what x b lies on f?
Good thinking. 8 is the right answer.
Question number 149. The angles which have common arm are called dash angles.
Sharp thinking. Adjacent is the right choice. Question number 150. If two lines intersect each other, dash angles are equal. Right again. Vertically opposite is a valid answer.
Question number 151.
What is the sum of two angles that form a linear pair? Smart move. 180 degrees is an accurate answer.
Question number 152. What do you call an angle that is exactly 180 degrees?
Smart pick. Straight angle is the correct choice.
Question number 153. An angle that measures 42 degrees would be called dash.
Good job. Your answer, an acute angle, works well here.
Question number 154. In 4n plus 17 plus n2 equal to 180, what is the correct value for n?
Clear logic? Your choice n equal to 33 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 155. I am an angle that is less than 90 degrees. What am I?
Good thinking. Acute angle is the right answer.
Question number 156. What do the angles in an equilateral triangle measure?
Right choice. 60, 60, 60 is the best answer.
Question number 157. Which words describe two circles with the same radius?
Exactly. Congruent circles make sense and it is right choice.
Question number 158. Lines that cross and form acute and obtuse angles are.
Well reasoned. Intersecting lines is the correct choice.
Question number 159. True or false? An acute angle is more than 90 degrees.
Well done. False is the right choice.
Question number 160. Obtuse angle, an angle that is the dash, a 90-degree angle.
Perfect. More than is the correct choice.
Question number 161. Identify the type of angle formed by a straight line.
Well picked. 180 degrees is the correct answer.
Question number 162. What kind of angle is formed by perpendicular lines?
You're right. Right is the correct answer.
Question number 163. Angle F is a straight angle. What does it measure?
Great thinking. 180 degrees is the right choice.
Question number 164. Are these lines parallel? Y equal to x plus 1 equal to x5?
Solid response. No is a valid choice.
Question number 165. If two lines cross each other, what are they called?
Nice work. You chose intersecting lines and it is correct.
Question number 166. I am a line that runs from north to south. What am I?
On track. Vertical line is the correct answer.
Question number 167. 2x and 3x are linear pair angles. Find smallest angle.
Correct response. 72 is the most accurate answer.
Question number 168. True or false? Perpendicular lines cross 90 degrees.
Great job. True is the accurate answer.
Question number 169. What should the sum of two complementary angles be?
Sharp thinking. 90 degrees is the right choice.
Question number 170. Which shape does not have two sets of parallel lines?
Excellent. Trapezoid is a brilliant choice.
Question number 171. What type of lines are equidistant from each other?
Strong choice. Parallel is the right answer.
Question number 172. What type of lines intersect to form a right angle?
Nicely done. Perpendicular lines is a solid answer.
Question number 173. I am an angle that measures 180 degrees. What am I?
Right again. Straight line is a valid answer.
Question number 174. What is the area of a square with a length of 4 cm?
0.16 square cm is true.
Question number 175. Lines that cross and always form a right angle are?
Excellent choice. Perpendicular lines is the right answer.
Question number 186. When an angle is less than 90 degrees, it is a dash.
Correct. Acute is the right answer. Question number 177. How many acute angles must an acute triangle have?
You got it. Your choice 3 is right.
Question number 178. Take a dash angle that measures less than 90 degrees.
Nice selection. Acute is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 179. What do we call angles that add up to 90 degrees?
Bravo. Complementary angles is the answer.
Question number 180. How many obtuse angles are in an obtuse triangle?
You chose 1 and it is correct.
Question number 181. Which of the following are the units of an angle? Well done. Degrees is the right choice.
Question number 182. What is the slope of a line perpendicular to 10/3?
Correct response. 310 is the most accurate answer.
Question number 183. Which could be the measurement of an acute angle?
Nicely done. 35 is a solid answer.
Question number 184. Measures of vertically opposite angles are always.
Great thinking. Equal is the right choice.
Question number 185. Which of the following forms supplementary angles?
Nice selection. 130/50 is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 186. In a triangle, how many total degrees are there?
Right again. 180 degrees is a valid answer.
Question number 187. What type of angles do perpendicular lines make?
Right is the answer.
Question number 188. In triangle ABC, a B equal toke if angle B equal to 75 angle. Good thinking. 40 is the right answer.
Question number 189. How many common points do coincident lines have?
Nice work. You chose infinite, and it is correct.
Question number 190. Two angles are complementary when they add up to.
Well reasoned. 90 degrees is the correct choice.
Question number 191. Two angles added together to produce 180 degrees.
You chose supplementary, and it is correct.
Question number 192. What will be the complement angle of 20 degrees?
Excellent. 70 degree is a brilliant choice.
Question number 193. A figure with two rays sharing a common vertex.
Exactly. Angle makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 194. Which shape has more than one line of symmetry?
Excellent choice. Rectangle is the right answer.
Question number 195. What type of angle measures exactly 90 degrees?
Great job. Right angle is the accurate answer.
Question number 196. What type of angle would a 132-degree angle be?
Good job. Your answer obtuse works well here.
Question number 197. Supplementary angles add up to be dash degrees. Smart move 180 is an accurate answer.
Question number 198. A straight angle has a measure of dash degrees.
Smart pick. 180 is the correct choice.
Question number 199. Are these lines parallel? Y equal to 12x plus 4y equal to 12x plus 14.
You got it? Your choice yes is right.
Question number 200. Opposite angles formed when two lines cross dash.
Correct. Vertical is the right answer.
Question number 201. Lines that cross and form right angles are dash.
Solid response. Perpendicular is a valid choice. Question number 212. What shape has only one set of parallel sides? On track. Trapezoid is the correct answer.
Question number 213. Find an angle which is equal to its complement.
Clear logic. Your choice 45 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 204. What type of angle is smaller than 90 degrees?
Sharp thinking. Acute is the right choice.
Question number 205. An angle whose measure is exactly 90 degrees.
Perfect. Right is the correct choice.
Question number 206. Squares and rectangles have dash right angles.
You're right. 4 is the correct answer.
Question number 217. What is the midpoint of and?
Strong choice is the right answer.
Question number 208. The distance around the outside of the circle.
Valid point. Circumference is true.
Question number 209. A full circle has a measure of dash degrees.
Right choice. 360 is the best answer.
Question number 210. What is the sum of the angles in a triangle?
Well picked. 180 degrees is the correct answer.
Question number 211. Classify the following 0.0476658221 scene 35 dash.
Bravo. Irrational is the answer.
Question number 212. What is the measurement of a straight angle?
Right choice. 180 is the best answer.
Question number 213. Which type of angle is exactly 180 degrees?
Clear logic. Your choice. Straight angle is sound and 100% true.
Question number 214. An angle that is 180 degrees is called dash.
Smart move. Straight is an accurate answer.
Question number 215. Which of the following is a straight angle?
Correct. 180 is the right answer.
Question number 216. A point where two rays meet to form an angle.
Excellent. Vertex is a brilliant choice.
Question number 217. A dash is a single dot that shows location.
You're right. Point is the correct answer.
Question number 218. Angle whose complement is 2 times itself.
Correct response. 30 degrees is the most accurate answer.
Question number 219. How many degrees does an acute angle have?
Sharp thinking. Less than 90 degrees is the right choice.
Question number 220. Supplementary angles measure dashed degrees.
Valid point. 180 is true.
Question number 21. Sum of two angles on a linear pair is dash.
Well reasoned. 180 is the correct choice.
Question number 222. How many line passes through from a point?
You chose infinite, and it is correct.
Question number 223. A dash goes on forever in both directions.
Well done. Line is the right choice.
Question number 224. An angle that measures 135 degrees is dash.
On track. Obtuse is the correct answer.
Question number 225. How many right angles can a triangle have?
Nicely done. 1 is a solid answer.
Question number 226. Two figures are same if they have the same.
Excellent choice. Shape and size is the right answer.
Question number 227. How many degrees are in a straight angle?
Nice selection. 180 is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 228. My angles measure 180 degrees. What am I?
Well picked. Straight line is the correct answer.
Question number 229. Sum of all angles around a point is dash.
Strong choice. 360 is the right answer.
Question number 230. Which shape measures a 360-degree angle?
Great thinking. Circle is the right choice.
Question number 231. Another name for a square corner is dash.
Nice work. You chose right angle and it is correct.
Question number 232. A point where two lines meet is called a...
Smart pick. Vertex is the correct choice.
Question number 233. What is the sum of supplementary angles?
Good job. Your answer 180 degrees works well here.
Question number 234. A line with two endpoints is called dash.
Good thinking. Line segment is the right answer.
Question number 235. The angle which is twice its supplement.
Perfect. 120 degree is the correct choice.
Question number 236. What do complementary angles add up to?
Right again. 90 degrees is a valid answer.
Question number 237. And dash is formed where two lines meet.
Exactly. Angle makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 238. What type of lines create right angles?
Great job. Perpendicular is the accurate answer.
Question number 239. Which type of angles are not congruent?
Solid response. Consecutive interior angles is a valid choice.
Question number 240. What do vertical angles have in common?
You got it. Your choice they are equal is right.
Question number 241. A line joining two endpoints are called.
Valid point. Line segment is true.
Question number 242. Which angle pairs are always congruent?
Strong choice. Vertical angles is the right answer.
Question number 243. How many lines of symmetry in a circle?
You're right. Infinite is the correct answer.
Question number 244. Which is true about intersecting lines?
Right again. They are never parallel is a valid answer.
Question number 245. What tool do you use to measure angles?
Well reasoned. Protractor is the correct choice.
Question number 246. Sum of the three angles of triangle is?
Smart pick. 180 degree is the correct choice.
Question number 247. Angle greater than 90 degree is called?
Good thinking. Obtuse angle is the right answer.
Question number 248. Complementary angles have their sum as?
Clear logic. Your choice 90 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 249. Another name for a right angle is dash.
Bravo. 90 degree angle is the answer.
Question number 250. Slopes of perpendicular lines are dash.
Nicely done. Opposite reciprocals is a solid answer.
Question number 251. Intersecting lines cut each other at.
On track. 1 point is the correct answer.
Question number 252. I am less than 90 degrees. What am I?
Well picked. Acute angle is the correct answer.
Question number 253. Vertically opposite angles are equal?
Exactly. True makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 254. What type of lines cross each other?
Great job. Vertical is the accurate answer.
Question number 255. Two angles forming a linear pair are? Great thinking. Supplementary angles is the right choice. Question number 256. An angle that is equal to 180 degrees.
Solid response. Straight is a valid choice.
Question number 257. An angle that is exactly 90 degrees.
You chose right, and it is correct.
Question number 258. A and dash is an angle of 90 degrees.
You got it. Your choice right is right. Question number 259. The measure of a complete rotation?
Good job. Your answer 360 degrees works well here.
Question number 2 is 60. What has an exact 90-degree angle?
Excellent choice. Right angle is the right answer.
Question number 261. An instrument for measuring angles?
Sharp thinking. Protractor is the right choice.
Question number 262. A dash angle measures 180 degrees.
Well done. Straight is the right choice.
Question number 263. I am a 90-degree angle. What am I?
Nice selection. Right angle is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 264. Probability can be written as dash.
Correct. All of the above is the right answer.
Question number 265. Smallest unit of geometric measure.
Correct response. Point is the most accurate answer.
Question number 266. How many right angles in a square?
Nice work. You chose 4 and it is correct.
Question number 267. What slope is parallel to a theorem equal to 3 to the 4?
Perfect. 3/4 is the correct choice.
Question number 268. Angles that add up to 180 degrees.
Excellent. Supplementary is a brilliant choice.
Question number 269. Write the complement angles of 20.
Right choice. 70 is the best answer.
Question number 270. Find the supplement of 71 degree.
Smart move. 109 is an accurate answer.
Question number 271. Dash lines will never intersect.
Well picked. Parallel is the correct answer.
Question number 272. Two parallel lines intersect at.
You chose null, and it is correct.
Question number 273. Parallel lines have dash slopes.
Great thinking. Equal is the right choice.
Question number 274. The supplementary angle of x is.
Right choice. 1 ntx is the best answer.
Question number 275. How many sides have a nonagon?
Excellent. 9 is a brilliant choice.
Question number 276. A ray has how many endpoints?
Correct. 1 is the right answer.
Question number 277. Same side interior angles dash.
Sharp thinking. Add to be 180 is the right choice.
Question number 278. What is the supplement of 1e5?
Excellent choice. 75 is the right answer.
Question number 279. What does a right angle have? Good thinking. 90 degrees is the right answer.
Question number 280. A straight angle is equal to.
Valid point. 180 degrees is true.
Question number 281. Same side exterior angles are.
Smart pick. Supplementary is the correct choice.
Question number 282. Alternate interior angles are.
You got it? Your choice congruent is right.
Question number 283. Right supplement angle of 54. Exactly. 55 makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 284. Planes that do not intersect.
On track. Parallel planes is the correct answer.
Question number 285. These angles are congruent.
Good job. Your answer all of these works well here.
Question number 286. Vertical angles are always.
Smart move. Congruent is an accurate answer.
Question number 287. And solve for x73 plus x12 equal to 180.
Strong choice. 119 is the right answer.
Question number 288. Lines that never touch are.
You're right. Parallel lines is the correct answer.
Question number 289. Solve for x90 plus 2x equal to 180.
Correct response. 45 is the most accurate answer. Question number 290. Corresponding angles are. Perfect. Congruent is the correct choice.
Question number 291. The angle at 5 o'clock.
Nice selection. 210 is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 292. What has two endpoints?
Nice work. You chose line segment and it is correct.
Question number 293. Supplement of.
Great job. 230x is the accurate answer.
Question number 294. Vertical angles are.
Bravo. Congruent is the answer.
Question number 295. A reflex angle is.
Well done. More than 180 degrees is the right choice.
Question number 296. An acute angle is.
Nicely done. Less than 90 degrees is a solid answer.
Question number 297 of straight angle.
Solid response. 108 is a valid choice.
Question number 298. Linear pairs are.
Well reasoned. Supplementary is the correct choice.
Question number 299. Right angles are.
Right again. Exactly 90 degrees is a valid answer. Question number 300. Acute angles are. Clear logic. Your choice less than 90 degrees is sound and 100% true.
Question number 301. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Exactly. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook makes sense. And it is right choice.